whoa. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another CreamCatCorner stream. So, we're back. We're back again in the Cult of the Lamb. And this time, okay, so first of all, last week we played this game. We did manage to defeat Shamura. Is it Shamura or is it Calamar? I think it's Calamar. I think it is Calamar. So we did manage to defeat Calamar. Um, to the irony of the title of that stream, right? I did defeat Calamar, and now we are on the I think on the third um I, I I think it's called dungeon. I'm not sure what it's called. Hello, Vigor. Hello. Welcome back. How's your week so far? So far my week has been I'm not exactly busy this week, but I'm not exactly rolling with free time on my hand. So I don't know. I had a lot of stuff, but not exactly too much, so much so that I am overwhelmed.
Shalom baka.
Whoa! Yesterday you started streaming and you have 34 followers and you got rated yesterday. Whoa. Yo, good job for you, Vigor. Good job. What were you streaming?
Walang kampanya.
34 followers. Nice. Terraria, nice. Good job. Yeah, if you are able to go and stream, yeah, heck yeah, dude. More power to you. Wow, what? I never knew. Okay. Then, does that mean I can shout you out? Let me try. Me. uh, I'm not sure if I should put some commands. I should put some command on my Twitch. Oh, oops. That was my sticky. I was holding on the shift key for quite a bit. Yeah, I'll be sure to put your channel name in the description afterwards, okay? In the VOD channel, I mean. Yeah, good job for you. Good job for you, Vigor. And let me just follow you. Yeah, you got another follower on your channel, Vigor. Good job. Okay. So, are you planning on only streaming Terraria? Oh wait, and did you stream your did you play Terraria on your PC? I forgot already. I should do this actually. Actually, no, I don't have anything. You know what? No. I don't want to do anything just yet. You stream from your phone and only Terraria exists to your phone. That is good enough for streaming. Oh, I see. Well, that's good. I never thought of streaming on my phone. Well, then again, I only have a cheapo old phone. So I don't think my phone is able to deal with streaming. Tomorrow you will stream Hollow Knight. Ooh, nice, nice. What kind of run are you planning to do? Is it I'm not sure. Then again, you are very good at Hollow Knight, so I don't know. What kind of run are you planning to do? A full on 112% run, or are you trying to speed run the game? As for me, I don't think I'm gonna be streaming Hollow Knight tomorrow because man, I get so frustrated with last week run. Did you uh did you know that in order for me to get uh basically the Mantis Claw, I had to go to the where the room connected to the Pulse Champion room. But since I don't have the Mantis Claw attached with me, I cannot go up that room. Basically, I was stuck and ended up I had to use the debug mode in order for me to cheat my way to get the chest that is inside the room inside that room. So the frustrating part is the only way for you to even get into that room and get the rewards is by cheating. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot get it in a legitimate way. I feel so frustrated with that run. I don't think I'm gonna do another randomizer run. Maybe I'll try to do a full 112% run someday soon, but right now I'm too frustrated with the randomizer run. I decided to take a break from Hollow Knight. But good job for you, Vigor, since you are very good at Hollow Knight. Should stream Hollow Knight. If you manage to stream Hollow Knight, you will just do Pantheon 5 or Radiant bosses. Ooh, but you can't handle it. Okay. Okay, I understand. Yeah, streaming does take a lot of resource from your computer. So yeah, the reason why I am not able to stream certain games is because of my potato PC. Even this game is lagging on me. Some days it is lagging so much on me when I'm streaming. This is, I think, this is, think, oh, right. I did change into 720, but it is too, the resolution is too pee pee poo poo. So, eh, yeah, for affiliate, you do need 50 followers, 50 average view for every stream, and to stream 8 hours in 1 month. Yeah, that's um, I think it's not a huge problem for you then, Bigger, because the first day you start, you already got like what, 34 followers? Good job on you, actually, Bigger. It took me like what, almost 1 year later, not almost, already 1 year later, I am still like what, 37 followers? Eh. Oh, you had 24 or 26 before you even start streaming. But then again, still a huge number, 34, that's very close to getting affiliate. Yeah, think of the positive things, Bigger. It doesn't matter if you had already uh more followers before. What you need to focus right now is try to get affiliate, right? Okay, I should change the sound because the sound is a little bit loud in my ear. Let me this. Also, you made a drawing to as emo once Got affiliate. Ooh, yes. Yes, please. Yeah. Ooh, I remember now. You are very good at drawing, right? Are you going to put King Grim or Knight Group Master Grim? Ooh, okay, okay, okay. Let me do. Or I lose link. Is it okay for me if I show it on bigger? Okay, okay. I had to ask for permission, right? Because this is not my drawing. This is Vigor. Okay, like this. Okay, there it is. Oh my god. Ooh, nice. Is this Grimchild? Yo, good job. What kind of um this is the drawing software that you talked to me about before, right? Paint the Grimchild. Oh, I didn't notice that. Grimchild with glasses. Ooh, nice, nice. Well, good job on you, Bigger. I aspire to be you. Be good at painting, digital painting. But alas, I don't have a lot of time to do. Maybe someday I'll be good at it. You will call this emote the Vigor Grimchild Sweat. Ooh, nice, nice. It's like he's doing the dance where he is too bad I don't have a web camera right now. It's like he's doing the old timey dance where they put V fingers on their eyes, more of a pose than dance. Good job on you, Vigor. Good job. Just I think 16 more followers, right? Yeah. 16 more followers, and then you will get affiliate. I guess you will get affiliate first than me. Well, good job on you. Good job. More power to you. Yeah, of course, you made it. You made it, Bigger. Of course, we are so proud of you. Hello? Didn't I ask you to sleep?
Kalau selama kaya ng bangko. Huh?
Whatever. Okay, so this game, right? Okay. I'm not even sure what I'm doing again in this game. Someone died? Tibre. Wait, isn't the Tibre the best one? Or is it Tribre? I I am confused. Oops. No. Oops. Okay, okay, okay. Tribre. Oh, wait. Now I remember. I need to talk to Sacrifice. Talk to Sacrifice. And try to level them up. I almost forgot. Um, where is Sacrifice 1? Or did I already do Sacrifice 1? I did. I did. Okay. So, change of plan. Wait. It? Okay, so there is no more Sacrifice 1. That means I have to use Sacrifice 3 to level up. Just so I know, 45 to 60 minutes of streaming to your phone and your phone gets really hot. Oh no! Well, I hope your phone gets properly rested after that. Okay, nice. Because if I remember, if you subject your phone to a prolonged overheating your phone, it's essentially not very good for the longevity of your phone. Basically, your component will get fried much sooner. But if you say that it cools down pretty fast, then that's that means that it is doing its job of cooling your phone pretty much optimally. Today's stream was mostly you digging out an entire Terraria world. Ooh. Are you planning to build something in Terraria? You just want to dig an entire world. Okay. I'm guessing you had some help with some tools and not just digging with your hands, right? I'm quite surprised if you do dig the entire world with your hands. You already got rid of 5% of the forest, 3% of your underground, 2 to 3% of the underworld, and 4% of the jungle, and 0.5% of the dungeon. Ooh. So your goal is to get 100%? Is that your plan? Ah, I see. Real containment unit. I see. Well, good luck to you. It seems like you really had a lot of work ahead of you. The highest percentage in your entire run is 5% of the forest, which is, yeah, you need to do 95% of it. Good luck. Okay, you know what? Yeah, sure. Let's do the ritual of the ocean bounty. Okay, nice. Whoops. Okay, okay. Did I already eat or not? Berry bowl? Okay, I already eat. Okay. Interesting. We got a lot of devotion there. In total, you dug already like 3.1% of the entire world. Ooh, 3%? That means you had to go like 97. Still a lot. Still a lot. Hello? Fire 3 projectiles for each equipped tarot cards. If you have no tarot cards, fire 2 projectiles. What? Interesting. I didn't realize that there's oh god, what it's called? Relic. Such hidden place. Interesting. I really want to kick. I just remembered I need to kick Midas's ass. Midas. There anything hidden in here? Nothing. Okay. Interesting. 397 coins. That's not a lot of coins. Interesting. Also, you know someone who doesn't like Hollow Knight? Okay. And what reason do they hate? I mean, dislike Hollow Knight? There must be a reason, right? Oh, doesn't like Hollow Knight because they are afraid of bugs other than snails. I mean, that's fair. Some people really do hate bugs. I used to have arachnophobia, but I don't know. there must be uh, something that happened to me that makes me fear something else instead of spiders. Okay, let's send party. Party? Party is too low leveled. Eh, but you can't die, so that's a plus. I'm gonna need you to get more followers, please. Thank you. Oh, speaking of phobia, right? What kind of phobia do you guys have? For me personally, one of the phobia that I still have is um, the fear of heights. I'm not sure what is the exact name of the phobia is, but I do have an irrational fear of the heights. When the streamer was playing Green World, the viewer was like, "Get the light." And someone said, "Streamer, there are spiders there, so be careful." And then the other guy is there. There are spiders there. streamer said yes, and the viewers like, forget what I said, don't get the light. Oh no. I'm guessing Green World. Green World. I'm trying to remember what kind of game that. Sounds familiar. Oh, this. Okay, the Slug Cat. I remember now. I remember. Yeah, that game from the trailer that I saw does look horrifying. I mean, it looks simplistic enough, but the way that the characters, not just characters, the enemies move in that game is really horrifying.
Siya lang ba kaya?
Sacrifice. Have you played Marine World before, Vigor? Oh, also you also have a fear of heights and even climb a small ladder without being scared. But if you go really high, you will start shaking violently. Yeah, man. Here's the thing. Whenever I go to a mall or something like that, I always get scared whenever I go to the center atrium where there are glass panel when you can see down what is happening the at middle of the atrium. I always got scared because in my mind, in my brain, I have this like inner thought, like urging me to say, to go. What if you jump, right? What if you jump? It's easy to just climb. I always have that kind of fear inside of my brain. Plus, I'm not sure what to call it, but whenever I reach a ledge, I get this sinking feeling in my stomach. It's like I am really, I shouldn't move. Any sudden movement I made, I would fall. I'm trying to think of other phobias that I have. Oh, um, this is not a phobia. This is actually a real life incident. When I was a kid, oh, okay. Same, you feel dizzy when you go to a ledge. Uh, yeah, that's what happened to me. Um, this is a story when I was a kid. I think it was when I was, I want to say 7 or 8 years old. My family go to a hotel, right? Um, it's not even a fancy hotel. It's just a hotel where they have this swimming pool, right? Is it? Oh man, now that I remember it, I'm not sure if it's either when I was 5, 6, or 7. It wasn't when I was 8, that's for sure. It's either 5, 6, or 7 years old. So yeah, we have this swimming pool, right? And I went to the swimming pool. They have the kiddie pool and the adult pool, and the adult pool is not even that deep, but I think it's I want to say 2.5 meter deep. So it's not that deep, is it? Less than that. It's 2 meters, and yeah, when I was a kid, I could not swim that well. Um, in fact, uh, I got too frustrated because my mom would put me in the kiddie pool for such a long time. So One day I begged her to go into the adult pool because my sister is there, right? My sister is there and she can take a quick look at me, and I'm not even gonna go that deep into the swimming pool. You know how swimming pool they had this area where there are stairs, and usually the place that are closer to the stairs are very much shallower compared to the other side of the stairs where it is quite deeper. So here's the thing: when you are 5 years old, you are not that tall, okay? And bear in mind the swimming pool is 2 meters. I go into the swimming pool and I go into the stairs, right? When I would when I go to the ledge, I almost drowned. And oh man, if my sister was not there, I would have drowned. Oh man. I know this sounds a little bit morbid, but yeah, I found it funny actually because I really defy what my parents said not to go swimming in the adult pool, but I disregard her advice. So yeah, that is the story that I almost died when I was a kid. So one of your friends is scared of cats. He is afraid of the card game Legend of Runeterra because it has the cat category. Oh no. He hates rain cause are a slug cat, and when he sees a cat in real life, he starts shaking and either walk away or run away. Oh no. Oh, that really reminds me of my mom actually. Can you believe it or not? My mom used to hate cats. It was only after a stray cat managed to be pampered, air quote, I'm doing an air quote right now, pampered by my family, that she decided to open up to accepting a cat. I always found it funny. When I was growing up, we cannot have a cat. I'm so glad that she managed to change her mind. Well, that's good. But yeah, I do know that some people are really adverse in having cats or even interacting with any cats whatsoever. Oh shoot! I forgot to ask my followers. We can do this, right? This fear is because when he was 7 years old, a cat scratched him right above his oh no, right above his eye, and he was bleeding so bad that he went to the hospital for stitches. He almost lost his eyes. Well, that is a very good reason to have a phobia of cats. Really, really good reason. Hello? Nice. Okay, let me see if I can do this or not. Hello? Okay, let's get more tarot card. You will get some ice cream because it's so hot in there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go get some ice cream. Okay, let me see. The path allows me to do movement speed increase by 1.25 times. I'm gonna take that. 28 degrees Celsius and there is no sun. Is it a cloudy day? Is it very humid where you are from? It's cloudy. Well, considering temperature that I have right now, it is during the day it was reaching 34 degrees Celsius and feels like much higher than that. Feels like 40, something like that. Right now at night, the recorded air temperature is 5 degrees Celsius and the nominal temperature is 29 degrees. So, so basically we are almost the same, having the same temperature. We will be like 31 degrees Celsius. Oh no. I get it. I get it. So hot right now. I hope everyone is hydrating themselves. Y'all watching this later on. I hope you hydrate yourself in this hot weather. And if you are in a place that are affected by the forest fire in Canada, I hope that you are all wearing an N95 mask because let me tell you, having having particulate, what's this? Overall weapon damage increased by 1.2. Nice. Yeah, having mold particle inside your nose, inside your lung, inside your nasal cavity, not fun. So I hope everyone is taking precaution. Protect yourself. Okay, speaking of mask, right? I'm not sure if anyone, at least where I'm from, mask is not mandatory if you are going to a public place. But if you are using a public transport, then yes, it is a mandatory requirement to use a face mask. But if you are going to, let's say, a market, you are not. Uh, it is not mandatory for you to wear mask. But for me, I play. Sorry, not played. I wear face masks because I don't know. I love the feeling of anonymity when wearing a mask. I am a big advocate for wearing a mask. Plus, I get less sick from wearing mask, so that's a good benefit from wearing a mask. Ooh, you're back with ice cream. Ooh, ooh. Let me know what kind of ice cream did you get? What kind of flavor? Oh my god. Hello? Are we playing ping? Sorry, not ping pong. Pinball. Here? Nice. That was a little bit disorienting to say the least. You got two flavors because it's from those ice cream that you put in a cup and eat it when I see. The one flavor you have is biscuit flavor, and the second one is with chocolate pieces. Ooh, kind of like a chocolate chip cookie. Chocolate chip and am I allowed to say a brand name here? Oreo biscuit. Kinda. Ah, I see, I see. Nice. Do I need the axe? No. No, no, no. In fact, the weapon that I have right now is very much good. I just want to take this because I want to recycle it. That's it. Nice. Oh, speaking of ice cream, right? What kind of flavor do you like the most? What is your favorite ice cream flavor, Vigor? For me, it is, I have to say it is, if I had the choice, I would choose premium vanilla, but those kind of ice cream is quite expensive. The normal ice cream that I would be either the Oreo one or the Rocky Road one. Because Rocky Road one has those additional brownie fudge side of them. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know. Sorry. Fresh Rocky Road. Cheesecake. Yeah, cheesecake ice cream is where it's at. Oh man, when you get the bits and pieces of cheesecake inside of it, ooh, that's nice. Your favorite ice cream flavor so far is bubblegum flavor. Ooh, yum. I do know what you meant by bubblegum flavor. But I personally, where I'm from, is quite difficult for us to get bubblegum flavored. Oh wait, no. Oh, oh, okay. It's not hard. It's just that I didn't choose it in the first place. Where I'm from, it's not called bubblegum. It's called rainbow. It's the multicolored one. It's the rainbow swirl colored one. But the flavor profile is the same as bubblegum flavor. So yesterday you played Hades and now you do runs with the sword. Ooh, so you can take the Excalibur. Like playing with the Excalibur, Vigor? Okay, everyone, stay hydrated. I am drinking some water right now. Excuse me for a bit. So you played the lyre and talked to Orpheus, and now from a grumpy sound, you hear a melodic sound when you play the lyre. Ooh, yeah. In Hades, if you keep on playing the lyre, you will get good at the lyre, and eventually you would master the lyre, and you will get progression in your story. Not the main story, but one of the side story in the game. Divine Curse or the Bomb? I should I should take the Divine Curse then. Man, I really can't wait for Hades 2 to come out. Okay, okay. I shouldn't be saying this on stream because I am so gonna disappoint everyone if I am not able to do this after this. But okay, I was planning on not entirely an overhaul of my stream. It's just that I want to add a little bit something to the stream. Maybe do some of being big models, something like that. I'm not sure how, since I am quite tight on my fund right now, so I cannot cannot hire people to do um oh god what to hire people to rigging for my live 2D model, but I do have some ideas on how to do it. Maybe I will do something else, and I hope to do it before Hades 2 was released as beta. Is it beta? Yeah, I hope to do that. Let's hope I could follow through with my vision and hopefully finish before the release of Hades 2, because I really want to play Hades with all of my up upgraded setup on stream, if that makes sense. So let's hope that things didn't deviate that much from what I planned. What you did was staying still there and press the red key for 10 minutes straight. Ooh, the one that create is it Excalibur? Excalibur? Is it the aura one, right? Excalibur is the aura one, right? Oh, you still. Oh, 10 minutes straight. Okay, okay. Sorry. I got confused there for a bit. Oh, nice. Did you make any progress whatsoever with the lyre? Besides changing the sound. I'm sure Oculus will be proud of you. Oh god. Hello? Interesting. Aww. Hello? A necklace? Yeah, you do need to play the lyre quite a bit in order for you to get any kind of progress. I do remember that it took me quite a long time actually on my save file in order to get recognition from Orpheus. But I'm guessing you just had to keep hacking on the lyre. Oh, hello? 100% off? Oh, no wonder. You old, you old fart. Speaking of old, I'm just joking. I had no problem whatsoever with people that are older than me, people that are younger than me. As long as they are chill, I'm cool with it. I don't understand why people are so ageist about certain things. Like, people are not allowed to age. Hello? I know some. Oh god. I know some people. Shoot. Some people are very hung up on people's age when it comes to like having an opinion. I mean, for example, if you encounter um, a younger person, right? Um, let's say, for example, the environment, right? I remember the issue where Greta Thunberg, I think that's her name, um, discussed about Touch of Revenant, Back of the Crown. Yeah, talk about having climate emergency, right? Some people are really hung up on her age, meaning that she's not old enough to think about the environment. I mean, like what? What is that? Let me get this. Oh, hello, Nero Stranger. Hello, hello. The cool kids gets younger each day to become the ultimate fittest. I mean, yeah, some people do think about that, like that. Young adults, teenagers think young adults are too old. The kids think teenagers are too old. But then again, who doesn't like being a baby, right? They can just simply sit around, sit around doing nothing. If you are hungry, you just yell and you get food stuffed in your face. Go live on your PC. Does it require a screen recorder? Is not exactly, but you do need um what this called OBS. You need something to capture what is happening on. So if you are do you have only one monitor figure? So if you are using a one monitor setup, you can still um, stream on PC. Just that you can't use a full screen application on your PC. Otherwise, it hide a screen that is happening on your computer. Need OBS, you can't stream because your PC can't handle OBS. Oh yeah, yeah, you really need OBS. I think it is a requirement. Either use OBS or Streamlab Blobs, Streamlab OBS, or I remember what is the other one. But those two are the one that is really popular. By the way, how are you, Neru? How are you? I hope you're doing much better. I hope the temperature is not too hot for you where you're from. Okay, let's go. Oof. Oof. Hello? Whoops. Whoops. Oh god, that hurts. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Hello? You little. Oh god, it's lagging. Oh no. Okay, let's. Hello? Oh, oh. No, 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 no. I'm not sacrifice anything, any member right now. So let's go. Alive and well, though currently melting. Oh man, same. I think most of us are melting right now. It is very hot where I'm from. Temperatures are reaching 40 degrees Celsius. What feels like 40 degrees Celsius and higher. The recorded temperature is like what? 40? Sorry, not 40, 30, 34
Salamat ka na ba yan?
for Huel. I should rename you into sacrifice because I am running out of sacrifice in my camp. Sacrifice one. You are you have a strong constitution, but you are a germaphobe. Interesting. Okay, so you are almost. Wait, did I only get one follower? Interesting. I thought that I had another one. Oh, I can buy this from Helog. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, little dino. I'm just curious. Can you guys if I use the raffle, can either of you guys do it or not? There are no people participating. I'm just gonna put another sacrifice. Oh, you're mobile. Okay. No worries. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you, Leviger. Can you I think before we end the stream last week, yeah, I did put you um as one of my follower in the camp. Imagine having a second you as a sacrifice. Exactly. No worries, no worries. Take your time, Vigor. Take your time. Oh, but okay. By the way, Nero. Previously we were talking about ice cream, right? Since it is very hot where we live in. uh, Vigor here was just eating ice cream. So we were talking about what is your favorite ice cream flavor? For me personally, it is if I had the choice, I would choose one of those premium vanilla where it has the vanilla beans inside of it. But those kind of ice cream are a little bit expensive. So the next best thing for me is the one that has strawberry cheesecake inside of it. Oh man, I love strawberry cheesecake ice cream. Those are really, really probably hazelnut or pistachio. Ooh, I've never had pistachio ice cream. Funny enough, I've had pistachio before, but I haven't had pistachio ice cream before. Ooh, ooh, hazelnut ice cream. Ooh, yum. I do love hazelnut. Oh man, now that I think about it, yeah. Man, Magnum ice cream with hazelnut flavor. Oh man, that those flavor combination is really good. Man, now I'm craving ice cream. Oh man. Yeah, one. Oh, you can't join. Okay, no worries, Vigor. I'm just gonna cancel and I'm gonna label it sacrifice. Sacrifice two. Oh man, I forgot to change the form. I should change it into this guy. Wait, where is it? Oh no, this guy. All of the sacrifice should be poop poop form. Different color of poop. Illus and coprophiliac. Interesting. You are gonna go worship.
Kalam kalam pa. Oh.
Nice. I do need to level up the people my camp. Oh no. Oh man. Barbatos, you finally leveled up. Nice, nice. Oh, you sacrifice. Sacrifice? Yeah, 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 yeah. Nice. Oops. Okay, so the fasting ritual is almost over, so I need to be more aware of that. If I do, if I done the sermon, I did. And I do, no, I don't have, it's on cooldown, the ritual, fasting ritual. Okay, okay, so that's nice. Trying to think of a way. Ooh, we are almost, okay. So let's get, Oh, ritual cooldowns have been reset. Okay, nice, nice. Yeah, let's have the fasting ritual done. Oh, wait. No, it's not. I've been lied. Hello? Ritual cooldown has been reset. Interesting. Okay, let's see, let's see. Okay, the fasting ritual is completed. Okay, let's do another one of this shelter. Let's put it here. Oh, I have to build it all on its own. Okay. Okay, you know what? No, not gonna do it just yet. Let's see. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Can I can. Okay. Let's have sacrifice 3. Yeah, let's have sacrifice 3 and level them up. Because bear in mind, I do need a level 10 follower in order to sacrifice to the door. Wait, have I never inspired you today? Interesting. Okay, you did good, sir. What? You... I was not strong enough. I just couldn't do it. I'm so sorry, leader. What? Party? Hello? Was that all a lie? Party. I I thought, okay, here's the thing. Okay, let me get this guy, for example, right? One of the perks that I got from the Twitch something something integration, right? It says that the percentage on the right there, all of that is 100%, meaning that it cannot fail. Party had 100% on all of those, and I sent him to get a follower, and he died. How embarrassing for you, Party. How embarrassing. Party was low level? Oops. Sorry, Party. Level 2 was too low, huh? He died at age 48. RIP 40. RIP. Leader, all of us loyal followers would love to get together and have a splendid dinner. Do you think you could throw us a feast? Yeah, sure, why not? Our favorite fart boy is gone. Oh, Party. How could you fail me? Oh wait, I have 5 god tiers? Yo. I didn't realize I had... Oh, okay, so that is a very good segue into this guy. I'm glad you're here too, Nero. Because we are gonna go see the in-game Nero. Another one of those. I forgot. It's not relic. What does it call again? Whatever. Ooh. What kind of necklace is this? Dark necklace. Nature's law demands creation spring from destruction. Has no effect, or does it? Knowledge is oft gained through sacrifice. Knowledge is oft gained through sacrifice. Okay, okay. Interesting. You want to show me the song with the characters it on now on stream, or want tell me which character sings? Um, just tell me which characters. Ooh, Holy Talisman. Oh, okay. Another follower farm. Ooh. A koala? Interesting, interesting. Okay, okay. Here's the plan. The dark necklace, right? I should give it to sacrifice one. Since he is getting older, I thought, why not? Shoot. I can't. That's a bummer. What about you, sacrifice two? Can I give you something? I can. Give, next page. Ooh, demonic necklace. Demon level. Sacrifice is key, dark necklace. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Let's do sermon for first and foremost. Then let's do a sacrifice ritual. I think sacrifice 2, right? Where is sacrifice 2? Sacrifice 2. There you are. I hope I'm doing the right thing here. Oops. Sorry. Whoa! Whoa! Hello? A cat! Who are you? Ayum? It's the cat! It's the cat that we fight from the final boss! Back. Stay back. I will slice your belly open. I will cut that crown from your head. What foul place is this? Moments ago I was. What? Hello? Okay, I want to talk to the cat. Hello, cat. Hello. Where's the cat? No. Oh my god, come on. Am I blind? There you are. Am. Oh my god. So we did exchange Am with sacrifice too. Oh. Okay, so that's nice. Okay. Okay, I should get the dark necklace more and more. Okay, let's see. From the ones you know, the ones singing are called Witty, Tabby, Fleetway, Sonic, White Imposter, Maroon Imposter, Red Imposter, Black Imposter, Green Imposter, what? Yellow, Mr. Chef, a crewmate, Boyfriend, Mighty.exe, Sonic.exe, Fatal Error, Zordy the Scarecrow, Void, Bandy, Stance, monster versions of Super Mario characters, and lastly, our boy Boo, our boy True Master Grim. Ooh. So this is the um the rhythm game that you showed me before, is it? Figure. Also, imagine Grim from Hollow Knight rap. Well, I don't have to imagine. You did show me that one video where you did your custom uh sprite for the character, right? Am. Oh my god.
Ho, la boca. Ho, la boca.
If you want to see me interacting with a real cat, that is how I interact with a real cat. I go out of my way to talk to a cat, but an original is better than yours. Ooh. But I think you did a pretty good job making the custom sprite. So that's good. I need to do something.
Ho, balina duca.
Whatever. Oh, now I can't sacrifice Am. I feel bad sacrificing him, so I pretty much have to get another sacrifice. And you know what? You know what? Ooh. Ooh, okay. Let's get Barbatos. Barbatos, you're gonna follow me and someone. Even the demon form is cute. No. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. I just want to squish that cat. Oh no. It's illegal for you to look that cute. Okay, let's see. Who else is high level? We have Legoshi. We have me. Thing. Okay, let's have me go into a crusade with me. Wait, what level you are? Oh, let's see. Where are you? Oh, you are level 2. A little bit low level, and I don't want to uh mess things up. Wait. Okay, there it is. It's because I didn't level you up. I don't know how people manage to have more than 30 followers in the camp. I can't even imagine having more than 20 right now because personally I am not able to interact with every single people in the camp. I don't even see you. Oh, there you are. What are you doing? Dancing in the middle of the field? Oh no. You don't have any seats? Hello? Interesting. Oh. Yes, sorry. Every single person. Oops. But considering, bear in mind, in day-to-day conversation I had with other people, IRL, outside of stream, I am mostly talking in my native tongue, which is not English. So, um, in my native tongue, we don't. I mean, we do. If you want to address someone, a singular person, we do have a word for that. But in most case, we just talk someone. We refer them as people, basically. And again, I'm not I'm not a linguist, so bear in mind I do make some mistake whenever I'm talking. We'll do now a Hunger Games simulator. Ooh, want to see what teams exist? Oh, are you talking about the one that has online generator, right? I think it integrates artificial intelligence, AI. Yeah, isn't it where you put names into the generator and it will generate what kind of traits you have, something like that? Oh, you put the characters and then the random events happen. Yeah, isn't that what it does? I'm not. Then again, I'm not very good at at describing stuff. Kinda, but not exactly. Oh, I see. Because I've heard about people saying about Hunger Games Simulator before, especially when I went to. Oh shoot! Nice. Get delete. Those are the links for the team if you want to show them on screen. Oh, I see, I see. But I think I'll show it later when I'm not I'm not in combat. Whoops. Hello? Nice. Oh shoot. The lag is strong in this stream. Ethereal's powder box. Okay. Let's go down here first. Hello? Interesting. Attack rate increased by 1.5 times. Okay, that's really good. I am running out of coins actually. Thing. Interesting. Why is it empty? Interesting. Nice. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we do need more followers, right? Okay, so let's okay, let's have ex excavate some rocks. Nice. Whoops. We receive a tarot card. What? Aw, immune to poison. I don't think we are gonna get any exposure to poison this time around. Nice. Really nice. Oh wait. I read somewhere that if you attack the statue, the old god statue, your relic will recharge. Is it true? I don't see it recharge. Nope. I don't think I don't think all of the tips that I see online is gonna be useful. Nice. Let's go to the right first. Ooh, a tarot room. All-seeing sun. Purpose hose. Ooh, really, really good. Oh my god. I really dislike the projectile enemy. Okay, okay. Death sweep. Equal throne. Path of the righteous. Both of this doesn't sound very fun. But Death Sweep does sound much better than what I have right now. So let's go with that. Is it much better? I don't know. Okay, let's go. Get the followers and then whoa, 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 whoa. Hello? Oh no, please. Come here, my little demons. Do not soft lock. Nice. You like the mushrooms? They are kind of cool. In this game, mushrooms are quite little. You see that guy at the back there? Yeah, the mushroom in this game is really quite little. But yeah, the design wise, they are really cool. Nice. How did you survive? Hello? Okay, let's see, let's see. Okay, that's highly unfortunate. It's not really strong. Vampiric Axe. Wait. What kind of weapon we have right now? Dealer's Gauntlet. Okay, the damage is really not that high, 4.1, but the speed is not as slow. for 1.0 high damage move. Is it a better weapon? What? Yeah, you know what? Fine. Nice. Ooh, wait. I missed something. No. Nice. Two in one. Oh. Oh god. Ooh. I was really careless there. Whatever. I missed a room. I just realized that I was missing a room there for a bit. Interesting. And it's a tarot room too. Rabbit's foot. Or the collector. I'm not even sure which one I should. You know what? Rabbit's foot. Okay, we are reaching the end, so depart. Ooh, ooh. Hey, now is the time for me to use my. I really hate. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! What is going on? What? You know what? Sacrifice one? Yeah, sure. You are almost dead, so I oh, okay. Relax, relax, relax. We can do this. I I dodge. Hello? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Okay. Hmm. Talk about unlucky. Oh, okay. If I, as a human person, were to choose any weapon for a battle, what would I choose? Okay, interesting. I were to choose a weapon. I'm trying to think here. I were to choose a weapon. Um, I would choose a mace. Why? Because I don't know. A mace would smack really hard, and I love spiky balls attacking someone. Then again, it might be a little bit slow, but I feel like a mace would suit me much better because I can just swing. I'm not dexterous enough for a sword. Most definitely not strong enough to wield a hammer, but I feel like a mace is a good in between. You would pick a machine gun because you love machine guns. Oh, here's the funny thing. I thought we are talking about non-firearm weapon. Then then again, I should read carefully what Nero was saying, right? Choose any weapon for a battle. Then again, firearms are not limit. We are not limited to traditional weapon. Swords require a lot of care as well. Yeah, you need to sharpen it in order for it to be effective. Okay, yeah, sure. Let me just copy the link. So which link should I copy? Is it the first or the second one? Not sure. I'm gonna choose the second one. Copy. Both. Okay. Let, oh, Firefox is installing updates. It will start for a bit. Interesting. Firefox. Okay, so the image is still loading. Okay, so we have team one and team two. Oh, interesting. So who is Kando? Eater of World, Black Imposter. Team two has a lot of strong characters, huh? We have Nightmare King Grim and Absolute Radiance. Yo, how is it gonna survive against Team one? Kendo is a friend of the streamer Bob. Oh, this guy. See, I see. And what about the second image that you? Okay, so this is the content. Oh, sorry, I misread. So this is team one, team three. Okay, that makes sense. Team six is really strong, huh? Same goes with team two. But then again, team one does have Hornet and Pure Vessel. That's good. Ooh. Are these people streamers? Bigger? Pop cricket? What? Oh, interesting. Yeah. Night making Grim. Lucky you, huh? You got paired up with Night making Grim. Nice. You let me know what kind of progress, what team survive in the following matches. Superb is a stream you watched. Oh, I see. I see. Interesting. Yeah, do let me know which team survived the Hunger Games. Firearms require care and ammunition, so it must be shorter battle for those. You're right, you're right. For example, if you are stuck in a place, I would I would guess that firearms would be the first weapon to run out. I know you can make, I mean, bullets, but for example, most people would find themselves, for example, in a zombie apocalypse situation, right? Most people that we see in movies or in TV series, they rely on firearms, for example, right? To kill zombies. My question is, where do these people get their bullets from? You bet all your money that Team 13, consisting purely of Riri with a mace, would definitely win. Oh my god. Then again, I'm not that coordinated. Yeah. For example, if you are in a zombie apocalypse, for example, right? How do you suppose to fight zombies with firearm? They are undead, have a very limited bullets, so many things to see, to to think. Oh god. You feel like the firearm approach would only work in the US. Then again, in the US, they don't have a lot of regulation in terms of firearms. So yeah, you're right. They would definitely add more experience with firearm as compared to the rest of the world, where firearms are quite limited and a lot more restricted in terms of use. Okay. I will definitely watch the clip later, Vigor, if that's okay with you. You would definitely die here. There is barely anything gun related. Okay, okay. If you are able to get your hand something realistic, okay? If you are in a zombie apocalypse situation and you had to, oh god, my PC overloaded. bit now. Why? Why? It's because I have Firefox. Oh, yeah. If you were to suddenly be involved in a zombie apocalypse situation, right? What kind of weapon choose? Something that you can, I mean, realistically get. I mean, I would most definitely able to get my hands on a machete, some sharp knives, um, I think that's all. A machete, a well sharpened machete is really good. Yeah, a machete is good. Probably an axe, a lot of damage but require less strength than other stuff. Other stuff. Hunger Games just started. As the tributes enter the arena, fireworks fly to the sky. Will tell if anything happens. Melee spears Brain of Cthulhu abdomen. Do brains have abdomen? I guess so. How does it work? How does the brain of Cthulhu walks? Replaceable. how do you how do you spell replaceable? I'm not sure. I think what you are spelling is correct, though, Nero. I think like this. I'm not even sure. Then again, I am the kind of person that stumble upon stumble on my words. Brain of Cthulhu doesn't walk; it floats. Hooray! Almost made it. I don't know. Language, am I right? It's quite,
Someone baka. Ah,
quite confusing. Okay, since we wait, do we have sacrifice? We did sacrifice one. Let's do another sacrifice one. Okay, and then let's do the poopy form. Let's let's get this red poop. Bella strangled Dreamchild. Oh no! In after engaging in a fist fight. Answer the farm food. Also, yeah, Nero, you said interesting enough, you said that you would choose an X, right? An X is much more useful, right? Because in order to tuck the open area, an axe is much more useful in order to break open, for example, locked doors, something like that. An axe would do a much better job, not just for killing zombies, but also for survival. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. But then again, for where I'm from, I think like having a machete is much better because we are surrounded by um thick bushes and tall grasses. So having a machete allows me to do it much quicker compared to an axe. I think it depends on where you are from geographically. Um, Europe, for you, Nero, I guess you would encounter a lot of trees, right? So having an axe much makes much more sense. Yeah, I just this is just me going on a tangent. Oh my god, everyone is hungry. Paulus kills Markov with his own weapon. Markov is out. Andre Andrielphis accidentally stepped on a landmine. Okay, the landmine is something really well. If they are well camouflaged, it will be very hard to recognize. Oh man, I just realized I spent 2 hours and I didn't make a single progress whatsoever. Okay, talk about irony, right? And irony such a way that last week tit- streams last week stream title I said I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but we didn't. And now that I put the title to do some damage, and now I am the one who's being damaged. Yeah, progress is overrated as long as it's fun. You're right, I am having fun. I should just enjoy stuff. I'm allowed to enjoy. Hey. Whoa, 400 coins? When did I get that? Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, we do need to do the feasting ritual, but can I resurrect someone? You know what? You know what? I am gonna resurrect Tibre because they are level 14. The highest level one of the few high level characters we had, and I am not gonna waste that opportunity to have a high level characters in my in my in my camp. Nice. Then let's do a feasting ritual. Vigo tells Nightmare King Rim to get the fuck out of his shelter despite us being the same team. Yo, Vigor, how ruthless can you be? Isn't Nightmare King Rim your pal? Last time Nightmare King Grim killed Grim. Oh no. Thank goodness we resurrect Tibre. Okay, Okay, let's get Barbatos. And before we go, let's have a talk to Sacrifice. No, not Sacrifice 1, Sacrifice 3, right? Where is Sacrifice? Sacrifice 3. Okay, good, good, good. But Sacrifice 3, where are you? There you are. But okay, how do you pronounce that? Jan Sloper or Jan Sloper sets an explosive off, killing Plantera, Pure Vessel, and Millie. Thank God you were away. Nightmare King Grim pushes Grim off a cliff during a knife fight. Nightmare King Grim killed Grim again. How unfortunate. That dude really have issues with Grim, huh? Okay, okay, let's go. Let's hope that we get some good weapon this time around. The winner is Nightmare King Grim from Team 2. Wait, what happened to you then? What happened to Vigor? Aren't you from Team 2 also? Did you win? Oh, okay. Okay, okay. You died from Jan Sloper. Okay. Vampiric Dagger? Ooh. Yes, a weapon that can freeze enemies. Okay. Okay, okay. Nice. A tarot card. Attack rate increased by 1.2. Nice. Now I can attack much faster. Yeah. I am gonna try and focus a little bit. Nice. Okay, let's see if I can do this correctly. Ooh. Okay. Pumpkin. Pumpkin is good. Oh, you gotta go. Okay, see you later, okay? If I had the time, I would definitely go and watch your stream. Good luck on your streaming um journey, and I hope to see you get affiliate if it's possible. Good luck for you. Good luck, okay? And I'll see you later. Destroy breakable object on touch. Ooh. Rolling into an enemy will damage them. Hell yeah. Blazing Trail. Harvest. Ooh, higher chance of relic spawning. Nice, nice. Okay, okay. Nice. Okay, let's see, let's see. We did manage to get it only once, so that's good. Ooh. Um, let's get relic. Ethereal's powder box. Interesting. Hello? Interesting. A Bane sword. None of these are good enough for me, so I'm not gonna take it. Nice. Okay. Ambrosia, I guess. Weeping Moon is not good enough for us because we are in the day. Nice. Well, let's go to the right first. Oh shoot. Oh my god. It's the shield guy that I should be worried about. Nice. Oh no. I'm not taking that. Nice. Okay, let's see. Okay, more followers. More followers is good. Where are you going, sir? Whoops. Nice. Are you a hog? Whoa, you have a very cool design. How did that hit me? Sir, summon a powerful demon to assist me in battle. Ooh. You know what? Yeah. So let's go. Let's go, my friends. Nice. Divine Blizzard. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, this is good. This is real. Oh god. This is really good. Gonna take that. Cycle this. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, hello? Okay, this is the weapon shop. Ooh. Yeah, not. Oop, 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 oop. Okay, nice. Okay, let's do this. I think I'm gonna be quiet for a bit. No. No. Oh man. Okay. Okay. You know what? This is the reason why we have sacrifice. Nice. Thank goodness. Phew. You're not a fan of the slime color? Well, that's poison. I'm not a fan of poison too. Well, at least we managed to get some sort of progress. Sheesh. I never expect this to be difficult, to be honest. But at least we get some sort of progression. So let's go back. I'll have a celebratory piece of chocolate. Yes, celebrate on my behalf. Hello? What am I doing here? Sir? Go sleep. Same with you. You, sir, are gonna be sacrifice one. Sacrifice one. Again. Keep on sacrificing people in order to make up for my lack of gaming skill. Oh wait. Color. Yellow poop this time. Then, yeah. Welcome to the club, Sacrifice. You are gonna be sacrificed sooner or later. Um, you know what? I am gonna go see you, Nero Stranger, before I go to sleep and end the stream. Let's give them this dot tier. Aw, come on. I want some necklace. Give me necklace. A necklace. Ask and you shall receive. What kind of necklace is that? Follower will never descend. Thing. Who would I give that to? I'm sure. Okay then. That's all of me to assume that you won't see me after you You're joking, but I will most probably get some dreams about streaming. Hopefully it's a good dream and not a nightmare, huh? Um 69. 69. Oh, I want to get it to 69.9, but whatever. Watch me commentate on YouTube. Oh my, oh no, someone died. Rip. Did no one gonna clean the dang mess? Hey, thing. Okay, now that I've done most of the stuff, let's get to this. Okay, first thing first, I'm gonna do some gardening. Put some seeds, put fertilizers, and then we'll end the stream.
Saan bang kaya?
My god, skeptics and heretics have made their way to our cult.
Huh?
Sure. Let's get more pumpkins. Okay, okay, okay. This is good. This is good. You, sir,
Saan kantay lang siya mga kanta?
you are gonna be sacrificed to. Sacrifice to. Then you are gonna be another poop form. This time I'm gonna color you fluorescent pink. Yeah. Is it pink or is it purple? Yeah. The first thing you would do is get to a prison, then re-educate you. Okay, nice.
Ito ka lang ba?
Okay, okay. I if I would to not have any kind of self-restraint, I would keep on playing this game. But I am tired, just as I am. These characters are tired. Where am I? Yeah, just like this cat is going to sleep in this tent, so am I. So, I am gonna call it a day, Dave. I am gonna call it a day. Thank you so much to Nero and Vigor for coming to accompanying me on the stream. I really do appreciate it. Um, and if you are watching this stream on YouTube, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I know I am a little bit behind on my upload schedule, but it's gonna be there sooner or later. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any kind of feedbacks that you want to give to me, do let me know in the comments section down below, or you can message me my Discord. The Discord link will be in the description down below. Um, and also, if you had the time, you follow one of my viewers, one of my viewer channel. He is streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv /figure BEIGAR 450 on Twitch. Um, he's one of my viewers on Twitch, so I decided to give a shout out to him. So, um, as for the future of this stream, right? As I mentioned before, I am planning on doing some VTubing, but live 2D models are quite expensive, and I am not very good at digital painting, digital artwork, to be exact. So I'm not sure how to do it yet, but I'm gonna think of a way. Uh, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I am able to finish it as well as upgrading some of the stream quality, okay, before the release of Hades. I am I am gonna have a nightmare if I didn't manage to finish upgrading my stream before the release of Hades 2. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you very much for all of the support I've received throughout the year, throughout the year that I had streamed on Twitch. I really do appreciate it. But as of right now, I do have to get some rest. I am a little bit tired and my voice is starting to wear out. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see y'all in the next stream. Goodbye.